Hello, everyone. Hi, and welcome. This is Liesl from Artist Palette, and I have the Lovebirds on Wood painting that we're going to do. And it's helpful to have a pencil and eraser to just draw out the placement of your birds and maybe the branch that they're going to sit on. So I have that, and then I have my painting palette primary colors, so red, blue, yellow, and black and white. I use bright red, which is a non-orange red. It's more of a pinkish red, if anything. Phthalo blue, get nice, bright, vibrant colors. And then bright or warm yellow is great in your regular black and white. In terms of brushes, for this one on wood, I am using, you can honestly use a whole bunch of different brushes. I have a round, mostly a round one, something that has a little pointy tip as well. So you can use various sizes of that, like a detailed brush with it too. It's good to have a detailed brush for small little line work, like the eyes and the little slight featherings at the back of the head, just to be gentle. And for the most part, I think I used this brush mostly. You can use something slightly bigger. Yeah, let's see if I use anything else. I think that's mostly the brush that I used, actually. And then whatever detailed brush that you also have. Okay, so you can paint on canvas, you can paint on wood, or maybe you want to do another surface area. But this wood is kiln dried and sanded down. So if you are painting on wood, definitely sand it down a lot, just so that it prevents the bleeding. Or you can also seal your wood by staining it first, and it makes it so that, you know, when you seal the wood, it doesn't really bleed when you paint on it. Okay. So let's get to it. We're going to start with our pencil. You know what? I think it's better this way. I am going to start with maybe not halfway down, but close to it. You can have some sort of branch, right? Just a basic line, nothing too straight. You kind of want it to look a bit softer and not as straight across, like you cutting the wood in half. And for my birds, I think maybe the easiest one to start with is the one on the right. Pretty basic shape. So I'm going to probably almost like a raindrop in a way, or some sort of upside down raindrop for the body. I'm going to start with, see, like a little bit of a rounded poof. It's like it's coming in for a bit of a shoulder. I'm going to press harder. Okay, and then it gets into the tail. So we're just going to do a little point, just a little bit below that. And then for the head, they're definitely, for birds, if you're a big fan of birds, they don't really have necks. It's very much like, almost like a snowman. It's like just kind of meshes and merges into a head without indenting. So you're just going to almost pull it up, do a little bump for the head, a little circle, because their heads are not bigger than their bodies. They are not known for their heads and their brains. Little bird brain. You're just going to round that out. So if I were to make a circle, it overlaps into the body a little bit. So it just slightly indents, but not too much. It's almost, if you look at it, it kind of just almost continues without really indenting too much for a neck. Okay, so we have that. Kind of looks like an ornament. And off to the side, so you can go a little bit wider out if you want, or you can just make this inner part a little bit smaller. But you see on the side, we're going to just poof it out a little bit for a wing. A couple of streaks coming down, and then more of the tail, just a bit more extended, coming off to the side. So you can see a little bit of the side of the body where the wings are. And this is like more of the open, little fluffy, feathery chest. a bit lighter. So you can have two, you can have this inner raindrop and then the outer one just a little bit further out. It doesn't extend all the way up. See how it kind of stops 3/4 of the way up? So that means we're just going to erase a little bit up here. Let's erase that circle because we don't want that in the painting. You can leave. See, I'm just kind of doing little soft curves. It's like kind of bumpy going around, made up of feathers. It's not too perfect. All right. And for the beak, it's about halfway down the face. So if you look at the top of the head, see it's just curving down. So about halfway down, what we have is we have just a little line. We're going to go a bit closer just for this part so you can see it a little bit better too. So about halfway down here, just a little line going across. And I'm just going to bring it out a little bit, a little curve down. It's like a curved triangle, just a little hook. Yep, just a little hook like that, going into the face. See how it's in the face, overlapping there. Okay, and so just below that, it goes basically into the rest of the body. Okay, what I want to do is just very lightly erase some of that harsh line at the top of the head because it's very light in the painting. So therefore, I don't want too many harsh lines. I'm just going to mostly erase that, but we still want it there just a little bit. So if you can still see yours, great. And now for the other bird, it's a little bit of an overlap. So I definitely want the heads to be pretty close together. Not a rule. It would be good to start with maybe just the body again, but it's a little bit curved this time. So it's not straightforward like this one. Just the same, but a little bit more curved, like a bump on the back. And we're going to lightly overlap the side here of the other bird. A little bit of a bump here, and then angle it down, back, and curve it a little bit. It's almost like a wing. Pretty much is all just a bunch of wings together. And it connects that. Or it looks like a lever. It looks a little bit maybe like a lever. This. And you can always make it a little bit bigger if you like. So I'm just going to erase the line here. We can erase this line going across, but I'm just going to leave it there. I think it's helpful. I don't want the line going across here because you don't see it going through the back of that bird. All right. So from this is what I'm going to call the shoulder wing. We're not going to go all the way across. We're just going to do a smaller version in here. You just kind of bent a little bit the other way. And then there's a wing just underneath that. You're just going to continue that line and pull it back and make a thinner little lever swinging back. So it's like this, but it's just thinner, sticking out. See? It's all basically continuous. This extends out, but we have a smaller one right in here, kind of sticking out a little bit. So we just made this one flicking back.